Hi, and welcome to the Singapore Show. So, for today, we have a very special episode. We'll actually be having 4 different segments in which we'll be talking about different topics. So, for today's topic, I'm your first host, Claudia, and I'll be talking about technology and how it actually influences mankind and and our generation in terms of like social interaction or like personal interaction. And I have 2 guests with me here. It's Eleonora and Brian. So, Elle, I know that you are a frequent user of your iPhone and all that. Could you tell us more of maybe how you feel that technology has actually affected you or influenced you or your friends or people you know in general?
Technology actually does not influence me because I use it in smart way for me, because I use it just for different information, to research some topics for my work, for my education, for just my entertainment. But for some of my friends and some people who I know, I think technology kills the face-to-face communication. So I think nowadays it's really a big problem and it becomes worse and worse. So I think technology influences quite badly now.
Oh, I see. How about you, Brian?
I guess I would say that yes, I'm a frequent user of an iPhone, but like it's only on like certain purposes where because it doesn't depend on me. If I wouldn't need to use my phone, I wouldn't have to. But I'm the kind of guy that like if a message comes to me and I'm just respecting the other person that sent that message to like reply as soon as I can. So like yeah, I mean I guess that I only use it whenever I have to reply a message. But if you say about like using it over dinner and stuff like that, nah, I don't think that works for me because it's a little bit disrespectful.
Oh, okay. So you did mention about replying people and basically respecting the other person. Have you ever been in a situation where the person actually expects you to reply on time, but when you're out with that person doesn't like you to use your phone and reply other people on time? You get what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. I kind of had this situation before where this friend of mine, she asked me out for lunch. So yes, I went. But it was just like I got a text and it was kind of rude of me, I admit, but like I was multitasking because like it was something important. So I was replying someone while she was talking to me. And when she realized it, she just said, "Can you stop it? I don't like it at all." So she did it straight to my face, which I understand where she was coming from, but it was just a bit too harsh, I guess. Yeah.
Is she the kind of person that expects you to reply her on time?
Not really, just that like she just doesn't like it when someone is using their phone like when they are talking to each other. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you guys have been in Singapore, right, for quite a
Yes.
while. Do you guys notice that, like, when you take the public transportation and all, there are a lot of people, especially the younger generation nowadays, they own iPads, iPhones, and everything, and everyone on the train is just using their phones without observing and paying attention to the world.
Yeah, we realized it. For me, when I just came to Singapore, I actually was kind of shocked because it looks like zombies, but zombies not this with blood, but zombies with smartphones. I remember these feelings when it just came to MRT, because in my hometown we don't have MRT and people are not so not so in technology, So, and when I saw these people with smartphones, it was like every single person in the MRT. For me, it was like, oh my God, where I am. I was really shocked.
How about you, Brian? I understand you're from Malaysia.
Yeah.
Do you have the same situation in Malaysia?
I guess Malaysia is technically around the same. Like it's so easy to see people to text and drive. It is a very, very common thing because now there's those kind of like gadget stuff that where you can stick that kind of thing to this windscreen and then you can just put your phone there and then people will still start playing with it. I mean, I still don't think that's safe actually because I mean, yeah, it's not safe at all. I mean, anything could happen as long as you're not concentrating on the road.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's really dangerous, yeah. But sometimes with mobile phones and driving, we have this we have this problem in Russia now also.
Okay.
But still, people try to be try to concentrate on the road
I see.
because they kind of realize that it's dangerous and it's good.
Do you think that it's acceptable for the younger generation to be having iPads and iPhones? Like I see babies, when they cry, instead of the parents pacifying to like the pacifier or to feed them, they just hand them the iPad and like here you go.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it in Singapore, but I don't think it's good. Like for me, I wouldn't do it for my baby. It's too early.
I think to me it's just that like the parents are trying. I mean, it's not easy to raise a child, I guess, and some parents try to find shortcuts to find a way to cheer up their child and to make them stop crying and things like that. So I think they use tablets and like all these iPads and things like that to try to ease their self, to make themselves think that, oh, this will be easy because like he's going to watch a video, he's not going to concentrate on me, he's just going to concentrate on the iPad. So yeah, I guess that's their reason, I guess.
I see. Any final last quick advice for our viewers out there?
I guess to people out there, stop using too much of your mobile devices and pay attention to the people in front of you.
How about you, Elle?
For me, I just want people to think about it and be smart.
All right, that's really great having you guys on the show today. So right now we're going for a short break and we'll be right back with you.
Hey, Oklahoma, do your part and help. Keep Oklahoma beautiful. This is our land. This is our pride. Our roadways that we travel, our lakes and parks that we love, our businesses that we build, our communities that we create. And that's why littering is not okay. This is Oklahoma, our land, our pride, and we must take care of it. So do your part and help. Keep Oklahoma beautiful.
The Stars in retreat. The shot goes up. Devasane comes out of nowhere, and another block for OCU. This guy's on fire. This kid owns OCU's record in blocks not only on the court, but off the court as well. Earlier today, he was busy crashing the boards. Just a rebounding machine. Even cleaning up the glass, giving a whole new meaning to garbage time. Devasane, MVP on the court, and keeping Oklahoma beautiful off the court.
Let's try that again. Keep Oklahoma beautiful. For more information, visit www.keepoklahomabeautiful.com.
My school is picture perfect. My school is OCU.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Singapore Show. Today, I'm your host for this segment, and I'm Ben. Now we have two very special guests who have been to Oklahoma City for their vacation. We're going to talk about the difference between the food there in Oklahoma City and Singapore. So, Cheryl, what are the top 3 foods that you like about Oklahoma City? Your favorite foods?
Taco Bell is the best. I get the hype about it now. Now that I'm here. I think it was Smash Burgers, the one at the outlet shops. Yeah, and does Cheesecake Factory count? We all know how good a cheesecake is. Yes, Cheesecake Factory.
Okay. How about you, Jolene?
Cheesecake Factory is really nice, and then for me it would be SMB joint, which is also a burger joint anyway. And then I personally like the cheesecakes here. So whichever type of cheesecakes is awesome. Yeah. So personally, I only like that too. Right.
So is it like the cheesecakes and the burgers here in Oklahoma City better in Singapore?
Not necessarily.
Oh.
I mean, like, Oklahoma City being a Western country, they specialize in like Western food and burger. We all know it's a Western food. And the chicken here is fresher. Like, when I went to Smash Burgers, I had the chicken burger and it was really, really good. The chicken was really, really fresh and it was very, very tender and very crispy. But I think it's because like Singapore imports the food over, so it's not as fresh when it gets there. The cheesecake is really, really good. It's like you get this like match standard everywhere. It's not like, okay, this place is nice, that place is not nice. It's pretty much the same everywhere, which I think is a good thing because you don't have to drive like super far out just to get a good cheesecake.
Jolene, what about you?
I like the portions here. The portions of the cheesecake is really big, which is something that you don't get in Singapore because the ones in Singapore is like really tiny. Yeah, and then you're paying a high price for it, so you don't get enough. And being dessert, I think everybody likes it. So yeah, cheesecakes are really good here.
Right. So, what about like the prices? Is it the very big difference, like the food here, the burgers, the salads, and everything? Is there a huge price difference between Singapore and Oklahoma City?
I would say not really. Like the prices are actually on par. I feel like, for example, you get a taco here, it's about like $4, $3 USD. So you convert it to SGD, it's about like $5 Sing. And then, for example, you get like a Subway wrap or Subway sandwich in Singapore because it's like similar to Taco Bell. You get it for about $5 Singapore. So I guess it's the same. It's not exactly much of a big difference.
Jolene,
Yeah.
do you think the same way?
I think it's generally the same unless you are talking about like if you include rental and stuff like that. Then for Singapore wise, because it's very small, so things over there would naturally be more expensive. So probably because of that, that's why the prices is slightly different, but it's not like a huge difference of $5 to $10 that kind. Yeah.
So you get more bang for your buck in Oklahoma City.
Definitely do. The burger portioning, actually the food portioning by itself is like way bigger than in Singapore. Because like, for example, you have a burger here, it's like about this big. You could probably split it among like two people, like maybe me and Vicky can share a burger, or me and Jolene can share a burger. But then in Singapore, it's like so tiny. And it's the same price, so I'll definitely be expecting a much bigger portion when I go back to Singapore for my burger.
Then what about like the food culture? Is it very much different than in Singapore? Because Singapore has a very vibrant food culture. Everybody there loves to eat. They will go out of their house, they will take the train, they will take the bus just to get something good to eat, even for like a Sunday brunch. So do you think it's the same there in Oklahoma City, Cheryl?
Okay. It's, I guess like in Singapore it's more convenient to get around because you have like the MRT train, you've got like buses and everything. But then in Oklahoma, I realized that there are no trains. So if you want to go somewhere, you got to take a cab, you got to take the bus. And being like foreigners in Oklahoma, we don't really know how to take the bus. So we got to take a cab. And Uber here isn't very cheap, especially if you convert it to Singapore dollars. So yeah.
Jolene?
For me, wise, I find that Singapore-wise, you can probably walk to any eateries within 5 minutes distance, and it's really convenient in that case. But probably because of that, we are also gaining our weight and growing in size as well because it's so convenient. You can just go down. Yes, nobody is exercising. It's like there are leaves and everything, so no stairs. Okay, there's stairs, but they don't walk. They don't use it. They don't use it. All right. So basically, yeah, I think it's too convenient. Whereas over here, like what Cheryl said, you don't see MRTs. There's few buses. I think so far.
I haven't seen
throughout-
one year, so that's
I think I've only seen 2 so far. It's quite bad, yeah. And you don't even see bus stops along the line. So yeah, I think.
Wow, it's very, very much different
Yeah.
from Oklahoma City. Then give us like the 3 cravings you have for Singapore when you were at Oklahoma City.
Laksa,
Uh-huh.
Yong Tau Fu, and durian.
Durian.
Yes, durian is super good. Like, it's a delicacy in Singapore, but I believe that not all Americans know how to appreciate durian. It's smelly, but it's good.
Yeah.
Jolene?
I second durian, but I also have chili crab that I miss because my husband likes crabs a lot. Whichever crab.
Festival.
Yeah, chili crab festival in Singapore.
Oh yes, I love the Chili Crab Festival.
If only they had one somewhere here, like a mini one would do actually. Yeah, and then chicken rice.
Oh, okay. Thank you guys so much. I'm already getting hungry. We're going to go into a break, and we have Hajar up next.
Let's try that again. Keep Oklahoma beautiful. For more information, visit www.keepoklahomabeautiful.com.
OCU is that open shot to a winning goal.
Countless rehearsals for one flawless routine.
Learning to serve before trying to lead.
Learning a language everyone can understand. OCU is
Me.
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 I'm OCU.
Hello there, folks. It looks like a beautiful day today at Oklahoma City University. On the north side, we have a 100% chance of support and hard work as the sports teams make some wins. And on the east side of campus, there's a front of beautiful music and performances coming in, so you can look forward to that. And on the south side near the quad, we're seeing a high chance for students relaxing and soaking up the sun. I'm seeing some hammocks too. And on the west side is getting a strong breeze of Z's. Students in dorms catching up on some sleep after some schoolwork. I'm Cameron Calloway. Enjoy the OCU weather.
Hi, welcome back to the Singapore Show, and I'm Haja, the next host for this segment. So as you all know, recently there was a video that went viral whereby a group of college students, they were seen abusing a cat. So as you all might or may not be aware of, what they did was they actually took the cat and dumped it in a hot boiling water. So yeah, kind of cruel. So and today for this segment, we have our two guests, Ming and Vicky. Let's meet them. Hi Ming, hi Vicky. Thank you for coming to our segment today. So have you guys seen the video?
Yeah, it was horrible.
Oh.
Have to say that. Yeah. Because when you toss a living cat into the boiling water, you know what happened, right? So it's really, really horrible thing to watch.
How about you, Vicky?
Yeah, I saw it, but I couldn't even bear to watch to the end of the video. It's just so... Because I'm an animal lover myself, and to see animals being treated like this, it actually breaks my heart a lot. And I think not even 10 seconds through the video, I just couldn't watch it because I could feel myself. I could feel that I was about to cry, and so I just couldn't. These people are sick.
You mentioned that you're an animal lover, right? So do you own any pets?
Yes, I do have. I do have a dog in Singapore and 4 other dogs back in Malaysia. And I think my grandmother recently adopted 2 cats. And so I have a few animals back in Malaysia. Yeah.
How about you, Ming? Do you own any pets?
I have 1 cat at my house, 1 cat at my office, and my girlfriend have 1 dog. So basically, I surrounded by dog and cat. In my house, I have one fat white cat named Spot. He is like 3 years old, and we call him Spot because on his back there are yellow spot.
Interesting. So since you own a pet, so how do you feel when you watch that video? Like, could you imagine your own cat being treated that way?
I will never ever in my worst nightmare dream that someone throw Spot into a boiling hot water stove. So it's kind of disgusting the thing that these kids do. I think that there are horrible things to do with an innocent animal.
So ever since that viral video went up, right, if you guys noticed, there were a lot of organizations that were trying to, like, a good example would be SPCA. So are you guys aware that such organization exists in Singapore?
Well, SPCA is an organization in Singapore. Yes, for Singapore, I think I've only noticed SPCA doing to prevent acts like this from happening. But I do believe overseas, they do have various different organizations.
How about Malaysia? Do they have it?
I'm not very sure about Malaysia because in Malaysia there are a lot of stray cats and stray dogs. So, and the government isn't any good either. So I haven't noticed anything about Malaysia helping these animals because I noticed there are a lot of strays in the streets and like, yeah.
So Ming, I believe that you're from Vietnam, right?
Yes.
So in Vietnam, do they have such organization as well?
Things such as PETA or the things that you two just mentioned, they are not exist in Vietnam. We only have some kind of shelter home for homeless animal, because animal in Vietnam people don't really care about how they live, And trust me, Arian, I have to say this because in Vietnam we actually eat cats and dog. There's few people still eat cats and dog in Vietnam.
Is it part of a tradition, or is just something that the Vietnamese people do every day?
I think it's part of our tradition, and we are trying to stop it because it's quite it's horrible. It's just horrible.
Oh, that was a first for me. Vicky, is there such thing going on in Malaysia, like eat rats or eat what?
No, I don't think so. But I think in the past they do eat rats.
Wow.
Like they use it as like their type of Chinese medicine. Yeah, I think they boil it and then I don't know, they suck the juice out of the rat. Okay, that sounds really sick, but yeah, they use it as a part of medication. But I know in China, there are these dog farms where they actually kidnap dogs from dog owners. It's like they are not strays, but they are actual pets. They have owners. They actually kidnap them and put them in these cages. They are so small that they can't even move around. And they actually, they kill dogs and they have dog festivals.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's very cruel. I can't even.
That breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So maybe you have any tips to those that's watching the video? Like anything that you want to say to them?
I just want to say that you just don't ever harm an animal. That is such a brutal thing to do.
Wow. Okay, thank you so much, Vicky and Ming, for being on our show today. So right now after this, we have Dina, who's going to talk about addiction. So stay tuned and be back with us. And dress warmly.
You need to leave.
What do you think he does there all day?
I don't know, but isn't it cool that we have a giant on our campus?
Maybe we should Google it.
Yeah.
Hi and welcome to the Singapore Show. Hope you guys enjoyed the previous 3 segments. I'm Dina, I'm going to be the host for the last segment. Today we're going to speak about addiction, and I have 2 special guests here to share with us the story about addiction. One is Dhruv, who is a former addict to alcohol, and the other one will be Roy, who was his counselor in the rehab center. Hi Dhruv and Roy.
Hi.
Thank you so much for coming over. So let's start with Dhruv. Dhruv, so I know that you were a former alcoholic for a couple of years, many years in fact. So tell me, how did you get hooked on to alcohol?
Well, it was my mother really. I was about 12 years old and my whole family are alcoholics. And so it just naturally happened. At about 11, 12, I had my first drink. And it wasn't heavy at that time, but I would say the next 2-3 years, at about 15, I think I started becoming dependent on alcohol. And the peer pressure didn't help at all. I had friends that I mixed with the wrong crowd, and I got addicted then.
Okay, that's quite sad to hear. Okay, Roy, tell me what kind of job is yours? You know, what do you do at the rehab center?
Okay, basically my job is supposed to help people with addiction, be it smoking or drugs or alcohol like Drew. And these three things are quite related to each other, so it's kind of important for me to actually bring back all these youngsters which probably still have a long way to go, not to go to the dark side of the things that we don't really want to get into. Yep.
Okay, Drew, so you were saying that you've been alcoholic for a long time. So how did it affect your loved ones, while you were in that addiction?
To be honest with you, for many years I didn't know how much it affected them. I think this is a common problem with many addicts, isn't it? That when you're in that state, you don't realize how much you're affecting the ones around you, your loved ones, your friends, your family. So for years I was just caught up in myself with my own problems. I wasn't thinking about anyone else, but I realize now, through the help that I've got, how much I have affected them, how much I have made them worry. And yeah, so I'm not proud of that, but I've tried to change.
Okay, so Roy, tell me, typically how long does it take for a patient to get over the addiction?
As for how long, it actually depends, because different people got different process and the what we call it the drive to overcome all the addictions. So, but typically most of the people will take probably about 5 to 6 months times, I would say. Yeah, but after that we still have to go for we call it monthly treatment. So we just have to come back and report and see how is it, stuff like that.
So it depends on the determination of the patient.
Yes,
itself.
correct.
It was actually longer for me. Yeah, I was about 8-9 months. And what I learned there as well is that you're always a recovering addict. You're never totally clean. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Drew, tell me how, after you started to get over the addiction, how has your life changed so far?
Wow, yeah, wholesale changes in my life. I feel so much better. I can't even tell you, I was so down in the dumps early. Physically, there's a huge change. Mentally, you feel refreshed, you feel good again. There were times when I was just so low, I didn't know where I was most of the time. I didn't know what I was doing with my life. In every way, spiritually, just wholesale changes. It's improved my life in every way.
Yeah, that sounds great. It must be very positive for youngsters like you all to listen to all this.
I hope so.
Yeah. So, Roy, tell me, do you think social lifestyle is playing a huge role in getting addicted to something?
Yes, it is. It is definitely, because most of them, in fact, they get addicted to something is through friends. Most of them. So social lifestyles and your friends and how you actually mingle and limit yourself from getting too much over something. It's really important for you not to get addicted. So it's really important for you to know when you have to stop and when you can. I'm not saying you cannot drink or smoke, but yeah, just to limit yourself.
Okay. So Dhruv, tell me, when do you think, what is the biggest, how did you get over, what is the motive for you throughout the treatment, what was the motive for you to get over the addiction?
Throughout the treatment, my motive was my family.
Mm-hmm.
They were the biggest motive for me because of the harm I was doing to them. The moment I felt that I needed to change, as they call it, the epiphany moment, was one day I was lying in a gutter somewhere. I had no idea how I got there. It was the middle of the day at an abandoned construction site. There was a dog licking my face, and I woke up to that and I didn't know what I was doing. And yeah, I'm glad it amuses you, but that's my life story. And yeah, it was then, and I was so lost, and I decided to change. I didn't want to live like that anymore.
All right, okay. It was really nice talking to you guys and knowing more about your story. It must be very inspiring for youngsters. All right, so as what Roy said, everything has a limit, and then we have to know when to stop ourselves from addiction. So thank you guys. Hope you had a good show.